Grandpa Max deserves better. The episode Monster Weather has to be Ben 10's worst characterization. The Rust Bucket Trio is spending some time at a music festival in Chicago, and Ben can't stand it for some reason. When they show up, he's listening to like video game OSTs or something instead of enjoying the festival. Then a rain monster destroys his Sumo Slammer digi-downloader, and Ben is all up in arms about going to a Sumo Slammers convention to replace it. And Max, understandably, wants to stick around and watch his favorite band, Shag Carpeting, perform. Ben even attempts to run to the Sumo Slammers event when a lightning monster attacks. Thankfully, he stays behind to defeat it, and then after defeating another monster, Ben actually listens to Shag Carpeting, and he is into their music. This is frustrating because Ben doesn't learn his lesson, and the only reason he wants to stay is because Shag Carpeting rocks. The only other time I can think of Ben being this selfish and classic is Kevin 11, and Ben realizes his mistakes in that episode and apologizes to Grandpa. In this episode, he's just a whiny brat that doesn't think about Grandpa's feelings or desires. Max is the adult in the situation, literally driving them around all summer doing what they want to do, except maybe Sparksville. Ben should just indulge Grandpa Max and appreciate that he is sharing his interest with his grandkids. Before you try to say, oh, he's just 10, he's a 10-year-old. Yeah, a 10-year-old who has learned the lesson to be a hero and put others above himself. Like in Washington, B.C., he gives up a gold Sumo Slammer card to save a man's life. Ben knows that being a hero is its own reward, and yet his character has regressed, so as an audience, we feel let down. I hate that this isn't just a one-time thing either. Like after Alien Force Season 2, Ben's character is wildly inconsistent. Anyway, here's our full review of the episode.
You know, some people are like their whole personality is like K-pop or Japanese or whatever. I feel like that's Ben. Like everything about Ben is Sumo Slammer everything.
Yeah, but if like someone confronted him on it, he'd be like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's
pretty cool.
I don't know. I feel like he'd own that.
Probably does. There was a part in this episode where he's Accelerate going to chase a monster, and he sees a child in an abandoned... Well, it's not abandoned, but Chicago looks very empty when they go through it.
Which is weird.
It's weird. But there's a music festival happening down the road. So, but this kid's like staring at a window. It's like an unaccompanied kid just like staring at a window, and there's like a massive monster coming by. And it's just funny because Accelerate runs by and he's like, oh, new episode. And then he runs away.
It's like, what?
They just had to do something. And we see that, you pointed out, we see the Grandpa Max model fighting Ishiyama.
Yeah, which is so funny. I like that.
So I guess that's like a character in the games or whatever.
Yeah, gotta be.
Anyway, yeah. So if Ben saw Grandpa Max like hiding and he was like, man, Grandpa Max really would have enjoyed this, and now it's wrecked because of the monster. Yeah. Maybe he could have had some more sympathy in his heart, but no, it was just like, I like these people. So
yeah, it's very frustrating because there's several episodes where we feel this frustration and then Ben doesn't learn his lesson. You know what I mean?
And we're only 3 seasons in, so we're starting to get this repeat because again, like Ben learned this lesson not to turn into an alien if it doesn't benefit like everybody, and he still does it from time to time. But like this one's actively selfish. He's turning into Accelerate to go to a different convention,
right?
So we've learned this lesson. So I want Ben to just grow and be better.
You just want to shake him.
He's only 10, right? So we get that.
Oh, is he?
We understand that he's a child.
I didn't know that.
Literal child.
Leave it in the comments. How old do you think Ben is?
Shut up, bro.
Because we don't know.
We don't actually know. It's not the name of the show.
We've never seen the show before. This is our first watch of them.
So I don't know. I think that's fine. We're gonna get worse stuff, but this is still frustrating.
To pivot to the actual like monster of the week, it's interesting. We see like lightning corrupts this robot that's supposed to like do weather stuff, and then he produces purple lightning. But like, I don't like that they use purple lightning because purple lightning is a theme for like the monsters that we have to deal with.
Also, the video game episode, they got struck by purple lightning.
Yeah, so I don't like that it's I know it's purple to be like, oh, it's a different type of lightning, but like, make it a different lightning because now you're tying it in to...
It also didn't make a ton of sense because it was blue lightning when it struck the robot.
Yeah, and then it turned him...
The robot was using purple lightning, so I don't like... If they put this as like episode 2 or 3, like before we saw any other purple lightning, this could be like, oh, this is the origin of the purple lightning. So that might be like a nice theme of like maybe Ghost Freak, somehow got corrupt... Spoiler alert. Maybe Ghost Freak's DNA or something corrupted the robot, and then that's what corrupted the clouds to kind of have magical quality to some of the lightning or whatever.
Right.
But no, it's just, for all we can assume, this is completely unrelated from the Ghost Freak stuff.
Yeah, which is frustrating. But I mean, at the same time, that's us looking into it. The kids watching the show aren't going to notice the purple. Well, some might, we may have. We were pretty smart back then, we caught it. But yeah, from an older person watching the show kind of standpoint, it's like, oh, why'd you use purple lightning? The theme it's not fitting, it's not working.
And like the rest of the seasons have been pretty standalone. Like we got the Kevin 11 stuff kind of here and there in season 2, but with this purple lightning stuff, that's pretty much the only thing that ties it together besides the monster stuff. So I think we specifically, like us, are looking forward to like more stuff with the purple lightning. I was just looking up what the SAM robot standard for.
Oh, he says it in the show.
Sounding Anemometer Metography. It's essentially HAL from 2001: A Space Odyssey. He's even like, I'm sorry, Vance, I can't allow you to do that. Like, there's a direct reference to that. And then we
Voiced
find out
by Wildvine.
Jim Ward,
Yeah.
who also does Accelerate conveniently in this episode.
Oh,
Got to squeeze those voice actors,
Yep,
baby. We also we get this weird character who's like a weatherman, and he like built this advanced AI technology to like predict the weather.
Why is he a weatherman?
Why is he not like a robot engineer for like NASA or something?
Yeah.
Why is he? He's literally.
You could be making 3 times more and get a lot more recognition, which is what he wants to begin.
And you could say like, oh, it's convenient that Ben and Gwen and all them stop by here to while this weather stuff is happening. But I think Ben and Gwen caused the problem.
Oh yeah,
because Ben and Gwen walk up to him and they're like, "Hey, you're the weather guy," and Ben's putting his hand on the little electro,
robot.
The what are those things called where you put your hand and his hair's like flowing and stuff. And then they're like, "Oh, it's a little robot," and then he's like, "This is more than a robot. This is a significant piece of machinery."
He has like an actually.
Yeah, and then like as soon as they walk away, he's like, "You know what? F- this," and he just like starts tinkering with it, and then he shoots stuff in the air and causes a big like water monster to appear and all this stuff.
It's
So
like chaos from Sonic the Hedgehog.
also got a little Avatar vibes from it. So that's just funny. I'm assuming because we don't really
It's like,
get
bro,
that.
you're wasted potential. Go work for NASA. You'll get the recognition and cool.
But he's a handsome weatherman. He wants to be a handsome weatherman.
Not even handsome. He's got a toupee on.
Well, that doesn't mean he's not handsome.
Yeah, it does.
He's bald.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with being bald.
Bald.
You really don't see a lot of bald weathermen though.
Maybe they're all wearing toupees.
Maybe so. Vance Vetterberg, Vetteroy.
Vetterberg sounds right.
I think it's Vetteroy
Vetteroy.
because it sounded like Weather Boy, and I was like,
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? Where are your parents?
So anyway, what do you think about this episode? Do you like the music aspect of it?
I was just more interested. Like, we saw some really cool stuff with Heat Blast in it. I think that was the coolest part for me with Heat Blast, like, because he's done stuff like this before.
Yeah, my mind goes to Dr. Animo and the Mutant Ray when they're in the water. He's fighting the frog and the bat and everything. He does like the supernova in the water, and then it kind of like fries the frog, and it splashes water up on the bat. That's been heat blastified.
Like, I will always love a good Heat Blast moment when he does like the supernova thing and he like evaporates everything. There was he kept this running joke throughout the whole episode. I don't have to take a bath now, or I don't have to take a bath now, and he's like, now I really have to take a bath. It's like, bro, why are you so obsessed?
There's a lot of like payoffs in this episode. Like we get 2 of those jokes, and then that pays off with him being dirty at the end.
Yeah.
There's also like 2 monsters that combine into one big monster at the end, so that kind of pays off.
It's like SpongeBob and Patrick. He's like, oh, you know what'll make this better? 2 big bubbles. And he like pumps up another bubble.
Yeah, I don't know. The music festival like scene is a good scene to me.
Yeah.
Like, I like that setting.
I did like everyone was dancing, but it was only like Gwen and Grandpa Max. Everyone around them, it was a still image. Yeah. They weren't even moving.
Well, it's funny because like their animation was pretty good. Like it was like pretty smooth. Like it looked nice, but then like nobody else.
Everyone else was just like.
Yeah, it was like it's like something you might see like a bunch of people in a crowd and they're all not moving to kind of give the effects.
But this was like maybe 5 or 6.
It was like 5 or 6 people around them. They're just sitting there. It's pretty
like
funny.
they won't notice. Don't do it.
We get a couple cameos from past characters in this episode. I don't know if you caught them.
Yeah. We got we'll talk about Shaw.
Captain Shaw.
Yeah.
Who's also fishing. So that's pretty much confirmed that's Captain Shaw.
Yeah, which we did the throwback to the Grandpa Max model and Sumo Slammers.
Oh yeah. That's an interesting point. They seem to be reusing a lot of models in this.
That's what I was going to say. There's one. Who was the other one? There was someone else, wasn't there?
I don't remember his name. Brad from the water park episode where he's like, ring, ring, ring. No one cares, dude.
Oh, he was there?
He was there. He's getting passed around in the crowd.
There's one more, I feel like, but I can't remember.
It probably was. I feel like there was a lot of crowds in this. And, we don't really see that in Ben 10. We don't see like a bunch of the same.
It's usually just them 3 doing stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff.
You
get a lot of CG effects on this one. Yeah.
The vehicles are all computer. It makes sense, right? Because they're moving.
It's easier to do and, take some work off.
It's hard to like put something like that in motion if it's like keep it consistent the whole time. And if it's just easier to use a computer
You think
model.
with the time they save doing that, they'd animate the people to dance a little bit.
This episode looked good though. Like all the stuff at the end, especially where Forearms is playing guitar and
so
Ben's
sick.
like swinging around on the hose and stuff.
Yeah.
Dope.
I love it when we get a full Forearms transformation because he throws his arms out and he like yells,
Dude, so cool.
Jinx. Okay, you're in.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, all the aliens did really well in this. Like, like you mentioned, Heat Blast. We get that same kind of thing in the Fountain of Youth episode where he's a baby Heat Blast.
Yes, dude.
And that's established in this, I guess. But he does supernova and he extinguishes all the water essentially. And then we also get Accelerate doing
He's Accelerate for a hot minute.
He's going to Accelerate to get out of being at the music festival. He's going to just run to Milwaukee really quick. And some kind of Kiss / Beatles. They sound like the Beatles, but they look like Kiss. They're like, oh, where's the fourth?
Nigel.
Where's Nigel, man? Oh, he's probably putting on his
new
outfits.
costume.
Pretty funny. They just like slam Accelerate down on the drums.
Ben's like, I don't know how to play, but I'll do something.
He's jamming. He's knocking stuff over and going crazy.
He would be like, I'm not doing this. I'm leaving, and he would just run away.
He'd just run away right away. But it's Ben. If I was 10 years old and someone threw me in the drummer seat, I'd be like, let's do it, dude.
Do it, dog.
Anyway, that's what happens. They get a little thunder cloud monster coming up.
Yeah, but I like with the water monster. I just love Heat Blast. He's flying in. He's doing like the fire blade looking thing.
Yeah, didn't Zuko do that where it like shoots out the back of his hands?
Dude. He was like they were daggers essentially.
Yeah, that's
and then
what
he was like raining like fire down on him and stuff. Oh, the Heat Blast stuff was just so cool.
There's 2 points in this where Ben's like, I give you one, and before I get annoyed, but Ben's like. Ben does something smart, but he didn't come up with a plan, so he doesn't know what he's actually doing.
Yeah.
Gwen and Grandpa have come up with a plan twice, and he's like, he goes supernova, and they're like, you go faster, time equals velocity, whatever she says.
Velocity equals speed.
Velocity equals speed, so he's like, I knew that. He says that, and then Forearms is playing the guitars, and then the guy's face, Vance's face is stuck in the...
It's such a weird visual, dude.
And he's like, oh, you're doing a reverse polarity to make it, you're canceling out the sound waves. And Forearms is like, I'm smart.
Yeah.
Like, they do that twice. You just, come on.
It's also annoying. He literally says, I'm going to go rip jaws and beat up the water monster. Turns into a Heat Blast. Now, he's already said he doesn't want Heat Blast. And then Gwen goes, Earth to dweeb. Water cancels out fire. No shit, Sherlock,
She goes,
obviously.
The last time I checked the science books, fire loses to water.
It's like, obviously, why? Ben's not that stupid. Come
also,
on.
what would Ripjaws have done in this? I guess he could have like
said
swam
that.
up it and like bit the thing.
That would have been really smart.
That would have been better. But
Yeah.
like we see the thing like sucking people up, and they probably
died.
drowned because there was a long time in between.
That's what cracked me at the very end. The guy's like, well, I guess I'm just going to go reporting the weather. Sir, you're an accomplice to like 30 murders right now.
Not
At
really an
best,
accomplice.
Manslaughter.
I mean, you can't hold an AI trial yet, so you built the thing. It's all your
you.
fault. Yeah.
We're treading new like legal ground here.
Also,
you're going to be the trial of the century, buddy.
Like, let's imagine those people are stuck in the water monster, and then Heat Blast does the supernova thing.
Oh, they're dead.
They're like dead, right?
They're fish sticks.
There's no way. I mean, Ben's just been like wet, like he's been steam bathed or whatever. So I don't know if it's that hot, but
I love how we're getting this deep into it because I didn't even think about that.
I wasn't thinking about it until you said that. The people were in there drowning, and I'm like, oh yeah, they probably got burned to death too.
Yeah.
The water probably boiled and evaporated there.
And at the very end, he's sucking them in. They're getting put into cement.
Yeah.
Like, luckily, that guy had his head out. Everyone else is just cemented out.
I guess it's like a slurry type. Like again, in Avatar when they're like doing the wall.
Yeah.
And it's like the water and ground mixed together. So that's kind of what this reminded me of. But again, it like maybe make it brown.
Yeah.
But then it looks like poo.
Brown.
Is that the problem? So Accelerate gets some good stuff to do in this. He does like a cyclone. He kind of makes his own.
Which doesn't make sense.
He has no friction to like make us like, but he's just kind of like
nothing
twisting
to pivot
like,
off of.
It's like something Storm from the X-Men would do, just like spin
Yeah, but at
around
least
the
she
air
can spin the wind around her.
Yeah, she can control it. Accelerate's just I guess you can kind of do one of these like
Yeah.
one of those things, but accelerated,
Yeah, like sped up.
Sped up
a lot picture that, but like times 2.
But like like that fast, like that. That's how fast, you couldn't even see it. How fast I did.
That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm talking to a 5-year-old.
Look what I can do.
It is always like, Grandpa, look, and he just like, like, oh, that was so cool.
There's also a part in this, so for some reason there's like salt trucks on the road in the middle of summer.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense.
I don't know if that's. I mean,
he said a lot like those.
He's like, I knew exactly where to go. That's a little convenient. I'm not gonna. Yeah, but
some hand waving right there.
Yeah, but Yeah, he goes, the coldest winter I ever spent was in Chicago, and Accelerate's like, shut the hell up.
He's an old man. We ain't got time for this. It's so funny.
Dude. And he's trying to
Man.
destroy a stadium, the
Yeah.
lightning monster. What is, I mean, he gets struck by lightning.
And then he just turns evil?
Like, what is his motive? He just wants to destroy stuff. I guess he wants to make Vance out to be like a bad guy for making him. It's kind of loose.
It's
I mean,
very loose.
I'm assuming it's just like robot good gets corrupted by lightning bad. I don't know.
But was it good to begin, or did they even have a morality at that point?
I'm assuming, but how does...
Also, does it get a soul now?
No. It does have like revenge on its mind though.
Yeah, so that's an emotion.
It has emotions.
So it's got to have a soul.
You ever seen the movie Short Circuit?
I've seen
Chappie?
Smart House, the Disney Channel movie.
Is that the same? Did she get struck by lightning?
I don't know, but she ends up falling in love with the dad. But
It's like a
she's an
scary
AI.
thing, right? Like she's mean to him. She's
Kinda,
like
yeah.
traps him in the house.
Yeah.
Well, in Short Circuit, it's a robot and he gets struck by lightning and he kind of becomes alive.
Oh.
So I guess there's sort of, this probably goes all the way back to like Frankenstein. I think even
Yeah.
the guy creating an artificial intelligence sort of reminded me of Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
The vibe they kind of got, I kind of got though was 2001. Like it was like artificial intelligence. The man who is working with him is trying to stop him and all that stuff. We never, I don't know. We don't really get a whole motivation. It doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, it's just big monster fight.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like the monsters that we got, like the water one, and then the storm one, and then the big tub of lard. Like big.
Yeah, he big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Forearms does this really cool thing. He like
Oh yeah.
does a big clap. He does a big ground pound, and
I do like
does
that the
nothing.
weatherman's like, okay, I've got to put a stop to this, and he actually is like, no, I'm gonna take a crowbar to this thing. You know what I mean? But you don't
Also,
usually
yeah.
see that.
It before that, like the first time they stop it, and he gets it from the whatever, like after the water monster,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, okay, I'm gonna shut you down, and he's like, oh, but think about it, you'll be legendary.
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
pretty much corrupts him into being
And
like,
he's like, oh, you're right.
put me back up there, coach.
Yeah, put me up there.
And then he's like, when he's flying back into the sky, he's like, they're all gonna remember you for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you're gonna kill people.
why?
Why though? Like that's the thing, you know?
Anyway, yeah, interesting episode.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun. Like this is for me. If there was Diamond Head in this would be like the top 4 aliens doing their thing.
Yes. Yes.
Like because we get Forearms, Heat Blast, Accelerate. I think those are the 3 out of the 4.
Yeah.
Like you need Diamond Head doing something, but
Yes.
like those action scenes are all typical.
Well, that's
like,
a good one
prototypical
too.
Ben
You can
10.
have Diamond Head at least for the cloud and the water. Shoot diamonds at it, and it'll go through his body
maybe.
and take out the metal.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You could also just like build a big structure to stop him, like stop him in
Yeah.
his tracks or something. I feel like there's a lot that Anyway, I don't know.
A lot of his aliens have a lot of potential that Ben never unlocks.
Imagine he didn't know it was a robot, but imagine because I guess Grandpa Max is like, oh yeah, several ETs can
Yeah.
do manifestations.
I
and
love
elemental
Grandpa Max's
things.
get up too.
Yeah, he's the '70s rocker
Yeah,
kind of
dude, I love it.
guy. Interesting choice of fashion.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Comment question: would you want to see Vance and Sam come back in further episodes? They never do.
They never do. Spoiler alert.
Vance,
I think-
he's true to his word. He just goes back to being a weather guy.
I would like to see the robot. I don't really care for Vance that much.
Sam.
Yeah.
It would have been cool. I would have liked the idea if this was tied to the larger plot of the story.
Yeah, it could be that like Ghost Freak uses Sam to like control the satellites and stuff. That would have been sick. That would have been
yeah.
like a 2-pronged attack. Like maybe Ben and Max and Gwen have to stay on Earth and like fight the supercomputer, and then like Ben's up there fighting Ghost Freak. That'd be really cool.
Would be cool.
Yeah.
But maybe that was their original intention. Who knows? I
Yeah.
doubt it. But the lightning theme is there, I guess. So
Yeah. Well, yep, that's the episode, guys. Thanks for staying with us throughout this. Stay tuned next week. We have my least favorite episode of the entire series.
super alien hero buddies.
I hate them.